Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel, Computer The Way of Life. Hope you all are leading a peaceful life with your family and friends. Friends, while writing programs, we all might have faced situations where, basing on the requirement, we have to shift the control of the program from one part to another. This video is an effort to provide an in-depth idea to early programmers to write a program skillfully and selecting the most appropriate control structure as per the user's requirement. I hope you all will watch this video till last. That will provide a conceptual clarity of using different control structures. Friends, as we know, set of instructions written in a well-defined order to execute a task is called a program, and the combination of programs is a software. To write a program, the syntax, that is the rules and regulations of the concerned programming language, must have to be followed. By default, a program executes sequentially or according to their increasing statement number. But there are situations where, basing on the requirement, we have to shift the control from one part of the program to another by leaving the statements in between them. For this, they have to verify the given condition whether they satisfy or not. This type of conditional shifting is known as control structure. In this, the skill and heuristic of the coders, or known as programmers, plays a vital role. Basing on the possible alternates of the problem, programmers has to select the most appropriate alternate and switch the control of the program from one part to another which satisfy the requirement of the user in a best possible manner. Now it's a time to discuss control structure in details. Control structure is also known as decision making or branching. This is the process to shift or jump the control from one part of the program to another by leaving the statements in between them. For this, a program has to undergo a given condition whether they satisfy or not. If condition is true, then the control is shifted to the desired statement. Otherwise, the next statement written after that follows. This type of condition shifting meets the requirement of the user in a better manner and saves unnecessary execution of unwanted statements. As a whole, we can say control structure facilitate programmer to move around the program as per the need. Control structure or branching is of two types. Number 1, conditional branching, and number 2, unconditional branching. In subsequent slides, we will discuss about them in details. First, conditional branching. Conditional branching is the type of control statement in which, to get the answer, a user must have to satisfy a given condition, even for the first time. That is, the shifting of control will take place only if the given condition satisfies. Otherwise, the statements written after that follows. Basing on the number of alternates of the given problem, that may be 2 or more, a programmer can select the most suitable control statement. Here, the role of programmer and his understanding of the problem and his skill plays a vital role. Commonly used control structures are simple if else, IFF or nested if. This is also known as if within if else ladder, and switch and break. Here I want to emphasize that a problem can be solved by using more than one control structures. But it is very important to understand which control statement is the most appropriate statement. The term most appropriate is a relative term which refers selecting the control statement that meets the requirement of the user in a best possible manner with optimal use of valuable resources. While explaining different control structures, I will also try to provide some tips that guides the early programmers to analyze the situation and helps them to take decision when and where which control statement will be the best choice. As we know, different languages has different syntax. Hence, to avoid confusion and provide a generic view, I have used the algorithms to brief different control structures. Under conditional branching, first we will discuss about simple if statement. This is the simplest among all the control structures. It may be used in a situation when there is only two alternates of the given problem. In this, when a given condition satisfies, the control will shift to the desired statement, that is the location, by leaving the statements in between them. Otherwise, the statements written after that follows. The working of simple if statement can be explained with the diagram drawn below. In the diagram, we can observe when the text expression encounters, it will verify basing on the given values. If it is found correct or true, then the statements written after that, that is the code inside the body, will execute, and then control will move to the statement X. But if the given condition becomes false, then the control will directly shift to the statement X. To explain the same, algorithm to calculate the area of a circle is taken. In the algorithm written, we have to enter the value of pi and radius r. Here pi equal to 3.14159 is a constant, so we cannot take any decision on it. Hence, basing on the value of radius entered, that may be positive, negative or 0, the given condition, that is r greater than 0, is verified. If the value entered is positive, then step 4, step 5 will execute, that will calculate area and prints its value. At the same time, as step 6 is written after that, will also execute, and we get the output as area of the circle equal to the value calculated, then incorrect data, which leads to confusion. But if the value of radius entered is negative or 0, only step number 6 will execute, and we get the output as incorrect data. Next conditional control structure is if-else statement. It is the extension of simple if statement that removes the limitations when the given condition is true. It is also used in situations when there is only two alternates of the given problem is possible, and out of two possible alternates, only one has to execute at a time. The working of if-else statement can be explained with the diagram drawn below. In the adjacent diagram, when condition statement encounters, basing on the values entered, it will be verified. If found correct, the code in if block will execute, otherwise the code in else block will execute, followed by the codes outside the if block will take place. For better understanding and to remove the confusion of simple if statement when the condition was true, we have taken the same example, that is the algorithm to calculate the area of a circle. This algorithm is similar to simple if statement with a modification. In this, basing on the value of radius r, only one of the alternate out of two possibilities will execute. Here, if the value of radius is positive, that is r greater than 0, then step number 4 and step number 5 will execute, that will calculate area and print its value. Otherwise, when r is less than or equal to 0, then the control will shift to step number 6 and execute step number 7, which display the output as incorrect data. Here output will either be area of the circle is equal to the value calculated or the incorrect data, not both in any cases whether the condition is true or false. Next conditional control structure is a nested if. Nested if statement can be used in situations when we have to verify one condition within another condition to get the output. This is also known as IFF statement, that is if within if. The working of nested if statement can be explained with the diagram drawn below. Here all the conditions are mutually exclusive in nature, that is the happening of one restricts the happening of another, or the happening of one depends on the non-happening of another. In the diagram, we can observe there are three conditions, condition 1, condition 2 and condition number 3. If condition 1 is true, then condition 2 will verify and if both the conditions are true, we get the output as statement number 1. But if condition 1 is true but condition 2 is false, we get the output as statement number 2. But if condition 1 itself is false, then again we have to verify the condition number 3. If condition 1 is false and condition 3 is also false, we get the output as statement number 4. But if condition 1 is false and condition 3 is true, we get the output statement number 3. Then the statements which is here represented as statement X will execute. Here in the algorithm written, we want to calculate the greatest among 3 given numbers, say A, B and C, entered by the user. Here condition 1, that is A is greater than B, will verify first. If this is true, then verify condition number 2, that is A is greater than C. And if both the conditions are true, then we get the output as A is greatest. But if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, then our output will be C is greatest. On the other hand, if condition 1, that is A greater than B is false, then condition 3, that is B is greater than C, will be verified. If condition 3 is true, then we get the output as B is greatest. Otherwise, our output will be C is greatest. Here we can observe, to get the output basing on the value entered, at least 2 conditions, one followed by another, must have to be followed. Next conditional branching is if-else ladder statement. If-else ladder is another control structure preferred in case of multiple branching. In this, developer has no idea about any of the alternates possible of the concerned problem in advance. He has to proceed sequentially by verifying the conditions given one after another. Here, if the first condition is true, then the statements written within that block will execute and then control will shift to statement X. Otherwise, next condition follows after that will verify one after another till the last condition reach. If none of the condition found true, then the default statement will execute. In this, there is no option of going back to the previous conditions once verified and found not true. Diagrammatically, its block diagram is drawn below. In the adjacent diagram, condition 1 will verify first. If found true, then statement 1 will execute and then control will shift to statement X. But if condition 1 found false, then the next condition, that is condition number 2, will verify. If found true, statement 2 will execute and shift the control to statement X. Likewise, conditions N and statement N will execute. If none of the condition is found true, then the default statement will execute followed by statement X. Here, to understand the working of if-else ladder statement, we have written the algorithm to calculate the result of a student. For this, first we have to enter the name, roll number, total mark secured by the student. Then at step 3, we have to calculate the percentage of marks secured, that is total marks secured by the total marks into 100. After this, at step number 4, verify the condition, that is percentage of marks secured is greater or equal to 60. If found true, then move to step number 5 and print name, roll number, total mark secured, percentage of mark and declare division as first. If found false, then move to step number 6 and again verify percentage of mark secured is greater or equal to 45. If found true, then we have to move to step number 7 where we have to print again the name, roll number, total mark secured, percentage of mark secured and result as second division. If it is false, then we have to move our control to step number 8. At step number 8, again we have to verify the next condition, that is percentage of mark secured is greater or equal to 30. If this condition is true, then we have to move to step number 9 where again we have to print the name, roll number, total marks secured, percentage of mark and result as third division. If this is false. Then we have to move step number 10. And step number 10, again we have to print the name, roll number, total marks secured, percentage mark, and result as failed. This is the default statement. And then the statement at step number 11, that is statement X, will execute. If in this we will get only one output at a time basing on the percentage of mark calculated. The last conditional control structure is a switch and break statement. Switch and break statement is another control structure used in multiple branching. Unlike if-else ladder, in this, developer has an idea to select the desired branch or block in advance. This statement is also known as case studies. Here, by entering the value of variable or expression calculated, user can directly switch the control to the desired block and can perform specific calculation, and when the break statement encounters, it will shift the control out of the control block. This prevents unnecessary execution of statements, saves time and other valuable resources. Diagrammatically, its structure is shown below. Here first, user has to enter the value of the variable or expression. Basing on the value entered or expression calculated, control will shift to the desired block and execute the statements within that block until break statement encounters. The presence of break statement shifts the control out of the structure, and then the statements below the switch case will execute. Here choice may be any value from 1 to n basing on the number of cases. Otherwise, the default block will execute. To understand the switch and break statement, refer the algorithm that will print the name of the day of a week as per the choice entered by the user. As there are 7 days in a week, the value of the choice ranges from 1 to 7. Here, first user has to enter the value of the choice. Let the choice entered is 5. Then control will directly move to case number 5, that is step 7, and print the day as Friday. Then the statement X, which is the statement outside the block, will execute. Here, if the value entered is other than any value from 1 to 7, then step 10, that is the default value, will execute and print invalid choice. After conditional branching, it's a time to discuss about unconditional branching. Unconditional branching is generally preferred in situations where we want to repeat the same problem more than once by changing the inputs. Commonly used unconditional branching are goTo statement and goSub statement. These two statements are normally avoided in the languages that uses structured programming approach like C, but widely used in case of BASIC and Visual Basic. First unconditional branching is goTo statement. goTo statement is an unconditional control structure preferred in the languages which supports statement numbers to write the instructions. goTo statement is suggested in situations where shifting of control is normally done without satisfying any given condition. It is used to repeat the same process more than once for different values of input without running the program repeatedly. By using goTo statement, it is possible to shift the control anywhere within the program. Frequent use of goTo statement in a single program may create confusion. Hence, as far as practicable, try to avoid it. Block diagram of goTo statement is shown below. In the adjacent diagram, when statement 1 encounters, control will directly shift to statement number 3 by leaving the statement 2 as there is an instruction to go to statement number 3. For better understanding, refer the algorithm to calculate the simple interest for different values of principal money, rate of interest and time. In the algorithm at step number 2, first we have to enter the value of principal money, rate of interest and time. Here it is assumed that the value of P, R and T is positive. Then at step number 3, we have to calculate the simple interest, that is P into R into T whole divided by 100. Then at step number 4, the calculated value of simple interest will be taken as printout. Then the control will move to step number 5. At step number 5, it is written go to step number 2, which again shifts the control to step number 2, which allow the user to re-enter the value of principal money, rate of interest and time. Accordingly, for different values of PRT, we can get the different values basing on the number of repetitions. In this, to stop the execution process, we have to press escape button. After having a detailed discussion, we can say control structure plays a vital role in program development process. It facilitates the programmer with decision making capability by which they can take the appropriate decision as and when required. We also conclude that a particular problem can be solved by using various control structures, but the most important task is to analyze the problem and to select the most appropriate control structure which meets the requirement of the end user in a best possible manner. Here the analytical capability, skill and exposure in the concerned programming language of the programmer is very important. With this, I remain. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Thank you for your patient hearing. Also suggest the topic of interest you want to explain me in future.